once it's on.
Yeah, everything is Gucci. Welcome to the Rich James Podcast. It's your boy, Big Dirt. I'm here with the Top McCall.
Yes,
we got
sir.
a few guests here today. Shout out to my son Phil. Shout out to Dave. Introduce yourself, man.
Phil from the Angry Nick. Also, I'm from 4th and 40, Bridge Burner. I also got a TikTok. I'll get all that to you eventually. I'm an old head, Frank Lopez.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And y'all already know me.
Y'all know Dave. He been here 100 times. Yo, I gotta ask you, the Angry Nick. So you a Nick fan?
Of course.
Yeah. Let me get some.
Die hard.
It's your boy.
Die hard. Pause.
Okay.
So before we get into this sports shit, because it's about to get really critical. But before we get into that, I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore, 4 people. Rap. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore would probably be...
No, probably. What is it?
It'd be Nas. It'd be Jay.
Okay. I ain't gonna argue with you no more. Wherever you put second and third, I don't care.
But here's the problem, right? So second and third would probably be people who are my favorite rappers as opposed to the best lyrically.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm a huge Cameron fan, so Cameron would be on my list.
I don't mind that.
And I'm a huge... See, here's the problem. A lot of people don't follow Noriega's rap career, but I was a huge Noriega fan. So
if you got Noriega and you had Mount Rushmore, I'm not really mad because he had a time where he was going crazy.
Okay.
That whole first CNN album, he made the album by himself while Capone was in jail.
Yes, sir.
And made Capone gave him publishing, producing credit, so that he made bread while he was locked up.
He was in jail.
And that's why there's so much tragedy Gaddafi on the joint to help replace him.
Right.
So
Yeah,
and then
Pharrell.
if you know his street history, Nori really shot niggas. He's not.
That's
a lot of these
the
cats
whole-
talk all that nonsense.
This is our Noriega right here.
Iraq. Y'all cats that know that.
Noriega
And a lot of people don't pay them homage too, like all that Taliban and stuff like that.
Yo,
what was the first Arab hood? That would be Left Rack.
Back in the tunnel days, they was
getting it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave.
For me, I would say Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Before you say that,
Sure.
I'm mad you ain't put Biggie there, but go ahead.
He had 2 albums.
Biggie.
All right, go ahead.
Biggie, and the reason why...
Wait, start all over, D, because I'm drunk.
My apologies.
I'm gonna go with Jay-Z. I'm gonna say Biggie regardless of the 2 albums because his skill setting, the impact that he had in that minimal amount of time.
And he was fat and ugly and still made an impact.
Crazy. And, also for the fact that, like, he did something with his talent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just sit on his talent and didn't put anything out when he was here. You know what I'm saying? His life was taken away from him. You know what I'm saying? So, 3, I would say Rakim. And then 4.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself.
Yeah. So good. That's why I'm here, man. And then 4, I would say Jadakiss.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, D, are you gonna go or am I gonna
You
go?
left Nas off your top 4?
Listen,
And like I said, I'm not a hater. I think
it ain't easy.
I think there's too many people. There's too many people that don't like. There's nothing wrong with nobody's opinion.
Nas in they Mount Rushmore because of his beat picking. Like his beat picking be shaky. You know what I'm saying? But I just watched a recent interview with him because I'm a student in this shit like crazy, and Nas actually said the reason why I pick whack beats is because I want people to listen to the lyrics.
I almost slapped the table again. I almost slapped it.
And when I heard that, I was like, that's fucking that's fucking
because you
crazy.
have no choice but to zoom in on me.
He was like, I don't want people. He just like, I don't want people to listen to the beat. I want people to listen to my lyrics.
Okay.
And then he said, when I do songs like "Oh Me" with Genuine, he's like, I'm gonna show y'all niggas I can go into y'all world, but y'all can't come into my world.
Shout out to Nas.
And that was probably the hardest thing I ever heard somebody say. Like, I pick whack beats because I want y'all to listen to the lyrics.
Yo, my nigga, and that's
Yeah, I need to
Not whack
redo.
beats. He
I
didn't
need
say
to
whack.
redo
and
my
as a rapper,
4.
He said-
that means that's
Mediocre
crazy.
beats. Yeah.
Because yo, no lie, I really always go for a fire beat to ride the beat. Pause. But you know, at the same time,
Pause that.
yeah, that gotta be kind of hard to really be like, yo, I'm gonna pick this bullshit ass beat. I'm gonna still spank it to make sure y'all listen to me. That's hard.
Right.
All right, D, we gonna go into your Rushmore. You gonna go before me. Yeah, I'm gonna go last.
My Mount Rushmore is Hove, Biggie, Nas, and Rakim.
I like that. Okay. I'm gonna go generational.
No.
I have to.
No.
For when I was alive. You asked me my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
go
Nigga,
for-
how old? You acting like you fucking 15,
I'm 36.
nigga.
So
You acting like you 15,
who's had the greatest
Run?
impact on rap since I've been alive? I'm gonna just go off that. And
I ain't
I'm gonna
gonna
go LL Cool J.
That's
I'm gonna go his like when
First nigga, that's the first nigga that was signed to Def Jam, by the way.
and that nigga went crazy, and we don't give him that. And I'm gonna give Jay-Z at number 2. Then I'm giving, moving up, Jada. Then I'm gonna give it to Drake for 4. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that.
And that's as I've been
I'm not mad at
from
that.
the time I was alive to the time to now.
You
Like,
wasn't even alive when LL
I
was.
promise you,
You wasn't even
I'm
alive
bad.
when LL was
I'm
spitting.
bad, nigga. My mother was playing that shit in the crib when I was a little kid. I was in the living room. I was
Okay,
getting,
all right.
don't let's not do that.
What year you was born?
88. Guarantee you in the 90s.
Crack
mama.
era. Crack
yeah.
era. Okay, all right. I got you.
Guarantee you.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, baby. Let's
Okay.
go.
I got you.
I just want to redo my route. My
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Phil.
Nah. Because and this is what I say. The last 2 rappers I did based on who's like favorite because
Okay.
I relate to Cameron because back in the day, a lot of people don't understand Cam's talking that coke rap. So a lot of people don't get what he's saying and don't appreciate what he's doing when he does it. I relate to that. Same thing with Nori. Nori put in work, so I relate to that. But if we talking about impact on the culture, I'm happy that you mentioned
Nigga,
LL.
we about to be best friends.
Because LL is definitely he how many decades was LL hot?
And the nigga still getting shows right now.
4 decades. And the Rakim, that I'm disappointed at him because Rakim, if there's no Rakim, there's no Nas, there's no Jay, there's no golden era because he started the golden era.
He
started
when
it.
they was with the hip, the hip, Rakim came and changed it. Then you had to rap.
And by the way, fun fact: Rakim never cursed in his rhymes.
For real?
Fun fact.
No,
Like Will Smith?
Fun fact.
Well,
That's a fun
Eminem said
fact.
That's a
Will Smith
phenomenal
never cursed in
fact.
his rap, so fuck him and fuck you too, because I need to curse. Shout out to him.
Rakim never cursed in his raps.
And
Fun fact.
that's why I don't relate to M because I felt like M just does shit for shock value. Not saying like he's like Drake, like one of the hottest rappers.
Yeah.
Everybody has him on their.
M is definitely top 10 though.
I'd
Just
say
for what he
could rap.
accomplished.
Top 10.
He could rap. I just feel like
definitely top
he's
10.
more like
And
7,
nobody wanna
8,
see him in
and
a
they
battle.
all push him to
Nobody
number
wanna
1.
see him in a battle.
But
Nobody wanna see
I
that
would
nigga in a
love to
battle.
see Nas or Jada go bar for bar with him. I would love that.
Pay.
I don't
Same way
know.
that like if we could talk
don't know.
hypothetical beefs, I would have loved to seen Jada and Nas go at it because
That
they
would've been
could spit.
Yeah.
I wish that Biggie didn't die. That Nas was able to answer kicking the door instead of just letting him take. He had to eat those shots because he died. And he dissed a lot of people in kicking the door.
This nigga right here.
Yeah, that's
this
about
nigga
to be a whole
Phil
nother
right now.
that's about to be a whole nother episode.
So yeah, let's let
so
it die.
we gonna get into this basketball shit, man.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's so many angles we can get into.
Okay.
That I could start at, but before I get into the shit that I really want to get into, I'm gonna ask y'all, what's your Mount Rushmore of the NBA?
You want to go first? I have no
Phil,
issue.
you
with
go ahead. You go first. You ready?
I got no issue with this. So it has to be MJ.
Okay.
And those of you who don't know I love Jordan sneakers, but when I watched Jordan as a kid, I fucking hated him. Couldn't stand him. I'm a Knicks fan.
'Cause of the Knicks.
He ruined so many.
Damn, that's really good shit.
He ruined so many seasons for me. It's not a game.
Yo, real quick before you finish, I hate to cut you off. I'm sorry. But
good.
I was so fucking conflicted as a child. I thought I would need like counseling. Like, no lie. Because I was like a Knicks fan, but I
Yeah.
was a Jordan fan.
Yeah.
So when they played each other, I'm like,
What the fuck? Who to vote for, right?
who to go for?
I don't know who to go for.
Who to go
Word.
for?
Facts.
Like, I wanted Patrick Ewing with that flat top to
I
get a
wanted him to get it
championship
so bad. Ah,
Flat top.
But
you see his hair now? Jordan did that. You see his hair?
you don't got no
Got no
hair.
Yeah, it's fucked up and
Yeah.
it's running away.
Yes.
Shout out to
As a
you.
ball dude,
It's going
Lucinda.
But that was my dilemma with
MJ
the
did
Knicks.
that.
With the Knicks and the Bulls, NBA on NBC. You already know.
And they bringing the music back too.
Yo, bro.
They're bringing
Classic,
the NBC
classic,
joint.
Classic. But go ahead, Phil.
But yeah, it would be Jordan for sure. LeBron is definitely the to me. I agree with Stephen A. Second greatest player of all time.
Okay.
We're gonna talk
The
about
best physical specimen
that.
ever
We're gonna
to
talk
play.
about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Number
And
three,
you gotta listen to what you just said. The best physical specimen.
specimen ever in the NBA. Number three would be Larry, and 3 and 4 would be Larry and Magic in whatever order. Because if you follow the history of the game, those are the two that brought it to mainstream, so that Jordan could be Jordan after.
Okay.
Showtime. D.
So you already know Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Number
Of
one.
all fucking time.
Of all time.
Shout out to MJ.
Yo, listen. Let's be clear. I don't know.
It's not a debate- it's not a debate no more.
I'm not even gonna take this away from you.
It's not a debate no more.
It's not even my turn yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
D.
nothing to talk about. Second, I got Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Third, Magic. And fourth, I would say, this is hard. This is difficult. But I'll get into it later. Steph Curry.
Okay. I like that. I like that he threw Steph in there where he
I
belongs.
say this: Steph has the biggest impact in the NBA,
Right.
bigger impact in
Right.
the NBA
Right.
than LeBron did.
Exactly.
Everybody's chucking up threes.
He got
because of
kids
Steph.
shooting it from fucking
Created
half
pace
court.
and space.
I'm
He
gonna
changed
punch
the way
my
the
son
game
in
is played.
chest.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
The
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
All right, so you gonna give us yours or?
Of course I am.
Let's get you, D.
MJ, it's nothing to talk about.
Okay.
MJ, the Olympics, rock star, the sneakers, the commercials,
Movies.
Space Jam. LeBron tried to do Space Jam. Cut that out.
He tried.
He definitely tried.
So you got MJ at number one.
For me, no. Well, I'm a lavish on MJ a little bit. No homo. The sneakers, I said that. I think I said that already. The 2 3-peats, which was definitely impressive to me because he did a 3-peat with one roster.
Okay.
Went and played baseball. Came back and got another 3-peat. That hasn't been done. You know what I'm saying? So when we have this LeBron talk about he's the greatest because he got the most points and whatever, but we're gonna get into that later. So of course it's MJ all day, ripping niggas' hearts out their chest. I got Kobe at 2 because he followed the blueprint of MJ. And I will say this. People will say MJ lost to the Pistons. He got swept. Yo, Boston clipped him. But one thing I would say about MJ is he was dedicated to the grind. He got stronger. He stayed with one team.
Okay.
He didn't team hop. He stayed with one team. A lot of people like to say, oh, yeah, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen came from fucking Central Arkansas. Nobody knew who that motherfucker was.
7th pick in the draft,
Motherfucker.
traded from Seattle.
Bro, he wasn't projected to be great. Him and
MJ made him great.
made him great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you ever watch a Phil Jackson interview, he will say Scottie Pippen was the best all-around player in the NBA at that time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I said Kobe. Kobe followed the blueprint. He stayed with one team. He grinded it out. He also stuck it out when they was losing. When Shaq left,
He tried to get traded to Chicago. They didn't. They refused to do it.
I never knew that.
Okay,
And you learn
okay.
something new every day. I never
Okay.
knew that.
So let me. I'm gonna get into that as well.
Okay.
That Chicago talk, that was a threat. He also threatened that. He said, if y'all don't get me more help, you know what I'm saying? Then
That's
I'm
fire.
gonna get
never-
up out of there.
right?
I never
All-
knew that.
Yeah, that was all a part of his ploy to force their hands to get him more help.
To get Paul.
Right.
At that time.
And I was gonna say that, D. I was gonna say that.
I remember
But
that.
thank you for that. I'm
Briefly,
glad you
yeah,
said
as
it.
a child, I remember
I'm glad
that
you
fact.
said it. I'm glad you said it. And
They definitely had a trade in place, though.
I commend Kobe for sticking it out for the losses. He had 2 more without Shaq.
Yeah, he took
when they
his
said he
L's.
needed Shaq.
Yeah.
He got 2 more without Shaq. So then I'm going, damn, this is hard. It get hard after
Pause.
it gets hard after 2.
2 pauses.
I'ma throw Kareem.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw Kareem in there.
Who makes that 4th spot?
Steph.
I like that.
And I'm gonna put Steph there over LeBron because he got the same amount of championships as Bron. And he stayed with the same team and got 4.
Okay.
He got 2 with KD, which is, probably cheating. You know. It was, bro. That shit was-
They were not the
That
first.
wasn't his fault, though.
They're
Bro,
not the first
bro,
super
No, but D,
team.
that wasn't his fault,
Hold
though.
up, hold
I'm not saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying.
No,
I'm not saying who
okay,
fought it
okay,
was. I don't
okay, okay.
care who fought it was.
Okay.
So look,
That's the NBA's fault.
We gonna get into
It's
all of
LeBron's
that.
fault.
It's the NBA's
No,
fault.
it's LeBron's fault.
The reason they got Kevin Durant is because they
We still gotta
raised the
get
cap.
Dirt's Mount Rushmore
They
too.
raised the cap $30 million in 1 year, which gave them KD's contract to the championship team so that they could sign him.
I don't believe that.
That's what happened. Go look at the history.
I believe OKC lost to Miami in that finals, and KD was like, Bron is probably gonna be here for 10 years, which he didn't. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with somebody where I can win. And you got at that time the best 3 shooters in the world on the same team.
That's a Fendi. That's a Fendi.
So for me, I'm looking at it like, all right, Steph got 1 before KD got there, and then he got another one when KD left. But for me, Steph is 4th because he never team switched. For me, LeBron got an asterisk next to his name. He's probably top 5. I got him at 5. But we
Yeah.
doing Mount Rushmore.
I don't like LeBron, but that's too low.
But let's get Dirt's Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah,
What's
move
yours,
on.
Dirt?
All right, so number 1, you already know it's MJ. I'm definitely going with MJ, and
argue with you then.
I'm going with impact on the game, generational shit. Like for when I've been alive, for who I've
I
seen
know who you're going to say,
done
too.
the most for the NBA. You absolutely don't know who I'm gonna say.
I know who you're going to say. Watch this.
That's the crazy shit.
Yeah, watch.
At number 2, I got Will Chamberlain, and you definitely didn't think I had him. That's a Fendi.
I thought you was going to have Iverson.
Absolutely.
But
not.
Will Chamberlain played while you was alive?
If we was no, it's not even that. But if you play 2K, like
If you play-
you play 2K.
I'm a killer's nigga.
Yeah, because I'm a generational nigga, and my son is 18 years old, and he knows to put Will Chamberlain on his team. Like that nigga. If we talking about stats, if we talking about 100 years from now when we gone, there's not a lot of people who's gonna surpass his stats. We're gonna remember the numbers.
And he's the only nigga to get 100 points in the game.
We're not gonna.
Yeah, but he was playing against plumbers and shit.
Yeah, and that's cool.
And that's cool.
But we're gonna.
But he still got 100
we're,
though.
We're gonna remember.
teams in the league.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna.
Still got 100 though.
I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna.
That's hard to do. I don't care who you playing against.
gonna remember the
to get
numbers.
100 in the game is crazy.
Bro,
number-
if everyone sucks and you shooting all the shots, it's not gonna be hard.
It's not hard.
But
That's
this-
hard.
Check it out.
thing. This
Will
is the
Chamberlain
thing.
definitely got a ring with Magic, so he definitely played with plumbers, and then he went into the era.
Wait,
You
Yo, Dirt.
talking
No,
about?
but let's let him finish. Let him finish his top 4.
You
though.
my man. I love you.
He went into that era. He played long enough to be with the niggas who
Dirty,
went
dirty,
into that
dirty,
era.
dirty, 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 dirty. Listen to me. Wilt Chamberlain did not play with Magic.
Kareem.
No. Yeah, definitely Kareem. I'm talking about in the same era of basketball players. When you talk about the era of basketball players, Kobe got a chance to play with the people who played with Michael. You feel me?
No.
I'm just
He
talking
played
about
with
the
Mike,
same era.
96.
Dirty. You my man. I love you.
I got you, baby boy.
love you.
He did not. I got Wilt Chamberlain at number 2. I got
right.
Bill Russell at number 3 for how many rings he got. And then for number 4, I got LeBron because of the impact he had on the game. LeBron, we gonna talk about him regardless of what conversation
And I
we
was
had.
about to, I was about to fuck with you, but we gonna talk about that.
We gonna slide past that.
I got MJ, I got Wilt, I got Bill Russell, and I got LeBron. That's my Mount 4 of Rushmore for NBA in my generation that I know when I go to the news feeds, when I'm reading and I'm hearing who people talking about. I wasn't alive for Wilt Chamberlain, but I still get to know about him. You know why? Because niggas was talking about him.
Nah, that's fair. Nah, he deserved to be there.
You feel me? Like,
But he definitely didn't play with Magic.
I'm not saying he played with Magic, but he played with the same people.
That's what you said.
He played with the same niggas who was in Magic generation.
No, he didn't.
A lot of niggas who was on those rosters was alive
bro.
when that nigga was
I'm
playing
telling you,
ball.
Dirty.
Yo, repeat.
It's a hard
We
no.
gonna go
I
past
think
that.
Magic
We gonna
got
go past
drafted
that.
in 79.
It's a hard no,
We gonna go
though.
past that.
What
But it's a hard no.
what I say is that the old heads is gonna love his
Right,
is
that's
gonna
what I'm
love
trying
his
to tell
top
you.
moves.
No, but
the
what
cats
I'm
that are
saying
in that
is-
generation, for that generation,
But listen.
he might have spanked that generation.
No,
You
he
see,
definitely did.
LeBron got it for our generation. I'm talking about generational.
No,
niggas.
he don't. LeBron don't got it for our generation.
And this is what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, let's
Well,
get
LeBron don't got it for our generation.
I want to hear a case as to why LeBron isn't the greatest. A case as to why some people have, like myself, like you, have Steph over him.
Now
why
look,
some people have Kobe over him.
we're gonna start
I
with
want to hear
him
that
because he got him
Yeah.
at 4th.
Yeah.
So I want to hear
You
why
don't even have him in the top 5, in the top 4.
No.
We should start with you.
No. So you want to start with me?
You don't even have him in your top 4.
I don't either.
Start with me.
I don't either.
Okay.
Start with me.
I don't either.
Okay.
No.
Start with me.
Let's start with D.
He fucked the NBA up.
Okay.
We gonna start
We
there.
not gonna not deny you that.
He fucked the NBA
But say
up.
how. Say how.
You was arguably the best player in the NBA when Kobe was there. It was him and Kobe.
Okay.
Kobe was probably on his way out,
Right?
but Kobe was still winning championships, right? And the reason why he's not the greatest, and he's not even on my top 5, is because everybody ate on his watch. When Mike won them 6 chips, nobody ate in that 6 bro.
They
Nobody.
said he lost a lot of years. I wasn't alive for that. They said he lost a lot before he actually started to get his chips. And if I'm
Absolutely.
bugging,
He came out 85. He didn't win his
took him
first
a
chip to
while.
90-something.
Exactly.
That's not what he's saying. What he's
But that
saying
was on
is
J.O.'s watch.
no,
But that's-
no. That's not
no,
what he's saying.
no.
What he's saying is when Michael became the man and he was the face of the
man.
NBA, he never lost again.
Nobody ate on his watch.
That's
I
it.
give you that. I
Nobody's
give you
winning
that.
chips.
Patrick Ewing don't got a championship because of Michael Jordan.
All right, let's leave you.
Reggie Miller don't got a championship because of Michael Jordan.
All right, let's leave.
Clyde Drexler don't got a championship because
Actually,
of Michael
Clyde
Jordan.
won with
But he was
he
retired
won
at
with
that time.
Elijah Wan.
He just came back.
No, you're
got 2
absolutely right.
chips.
But that was when.
Nice.
Where was Michael at that time?
Playing
He was
baseball.
retired.
Exactly my fucking point. He was fucking swinging a bat at
That's
that
what I'm
time.
saying. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
So that's what I'm saying.
So
yeah.
Karl Malone don't got a championship because of Michael Jordan.
That's a
Sean
fact.
Kemp and
Charles
Gary
Barkley
Payton.
don't got a championship because of
Don't bring
Michael
him
Jordan.
Charles. That one hurt. Don't
And
bring
I
him.
That
fuck
does,
with
that
Charles.
does.
That one
Charles
does.
is one of my
That does.
favorite
He gonna
players.
kill
Nah,
himself
chill. You
one
and
day.
hurts more than Charles.
You know what I'm saying? So
Ewan does,
niggas
yeah.
did not eat on his watch.
That's a fact.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. It's an argument of if Houston would have won if Mike was there. No.
We don't know.
They wouldn't have won. No, they wouldn't have won. No. It's a no. Because Clyde Drexler was old
As
and,
a-
and Hakeem did all the work. Yo, listen. Hakeem is one of the greatest.
Okay.
I'm not gonna slight that.
I would say he's one of, if not the greatest center of all time, at least top 3.
Top
Fact.
3, of
Facts.
course.
Facts.
It's no question.
Facts.
It's no question. Swept Shaq. It's no question. It's no question.
It's a
But
dream.
when we talking about niggas is eating on niggas' watch, let's run down the list. Giannis ate on his watch. Dirk ate on his watch. Steph ate on his watch. Who else ate
Kawhi
on his
Leonard.
watch? Kawhi Leonard ate on his watch.
A few times.
All these niggas ate on his watch. While you supposed to be the greatest of all time.
But look at his longevity, though. You want
I
him
don't
to get
give
it
a
for
fuck
you want
about that.
You want him to get it for 20 years?
Yes. In that stretch of 6 years, 6-7 years, bro, if you run it down,
That's unrealistic, D. A lot of those
then
years.
you can't be the GOAT.
Nah,
You can't be the GOAT.
See,
A lot of those years he fucking had
Here's-
Mario
here's
Chalmers.
where-
Who's the other nigga?
No,
The box head nigga. Who's the box head nigga from the Cavs?
Norris Cole. Norris Cole. Norris
Not
Cole.
Norris Cole. The box head nigga from the Cavs.
Norris Cole's off the bench.
Who was
nice.
the box head nigga from the Cavs? Because I'm going to hit him. The box head nigga. You know what I'm
James
talking
Jones?
about. No. Well, I think his name was Maurice. I think it was.
Maurice Williams, was it?
Mo.
Mo Williams.
Williams. You talking about Mo Williams?
I
That's
hated
from the
him.
Cavs,
I
though.
hated him.
Nah, he was on the
You know,
Cavs.
My thing
you
is-
know how many years LeBron had to take it by himself?
I don't
Think
care.
about that.
I don't care, man. Your teams was always stacked.
No,
Yeah.
the first Cavs teams wasn't
I can't believe
Can we
that.
give him a pass?
I can't
That's
believe.
the only thing I'm gonna give him a
So
pass
give
on.
him that because that's
That's the only thing I'm giving
my
him a
nigga,
pass on.
that's 7 years of his career.
Bro,
out of 20.
Bro, are you listening to me? Or
I'm
you
listening to you.
The Cavs championship when they lost to the Spurs, I'm gonna give him a pass.
You get a
on that.
pass on that, yeah.
But
Get a
fuck
pass
that.
on
I'm
when
talking
you
about
got-
all the years he was with the Cavs. Y'all not counting the years when he was wilding when he was with the Cavs when there was nobody over
Same
there.
thing Mike was doing.
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna.
Same thing
You
Mike
get
was
those
doing.
I'ma keep
6-7
it-
years
But I'm
to
saying,
lose,
so
bro.
let's just
You
add
get
those
that.
into accountability because he's saying on his watch.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
Once you win a chip,
Okay.
Nobody gotta eat. Nobody
start
can't
again.
eat on your
Dallas-
watch.
And some of
Dallas
the
should've
rings you
never-
said, some of the rings you said
Yeah.
was before he got a ring.
no, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about that.
Wait,
Dirk.
So this is
The
what.
Dallas ring came before he got a ring.
Nigga, the Dallas got the ring against him.
But that was before he got a ring. You said he became the man once he got the ring.
Dirk, the point that I'm making
Bro.
is he
Alright, go ahead.
should have won that series. He's supposed to win
Bro,
that championship.
question.
For the
Definitely,
fact, for something
definitely.
like, and it's not the fact that he lost, it's the way he lost.
He was missing
lost
in the
back-
fourth
yeah,
quarter.
he was scared,
What
bro.
are we talking about?
Jason
don't got
Terry
the
averaged
Mamba.
more points than
Michael
him, bro.
Jordan had the fucking flu in Utah.
Yeah.
Did he
In front of
though?
a bunch of fucking
And that's why MJ's number
white
one.
people.
You had Dwayne
Are you
Wade barking
shitting
on
me?
you.
That's why MJ's number one.
So
What are we talking about
you
here?
going I can't believe you're gonna make me defend LeBron.
But do it.
So here's and I'm not a LeBron fan.
Thanks,
I
Phil.
stopped being a fan in 2010 when he chose
Phil's about to help
Miami
me,
over the Knicks. So this is my defense for LeBron. In Jordan's era, there wasn't so much player movement because they controlled where the players went for the most part.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. It
doesn't matter.
You didn't get to be a free agent till like 7 or 8 or 9 years into your career. In LeBron's
It does
era,
matter, D.
they already had clauses for them to get out after 3, after 4. So there was wild player movement. Then the salary cap wasn't so prevalent because they weren't getting the contracts at the scales that they were getting back then. Scottie Pippen got jerked on his deal. He got like 15
definitely
million
did.
for
He
like
did.
6
He
years.
definitely did.
And Jordan told him not to sign it. So it's a
he
total
didn't listen,
different
yeah.
era.
But-
What I will say about LeBron, which I did agree with homie, was that you wildin'. The
What?
Cleveland teams were not that good.
We're not talking about the Cleveland
They
team.
were not that
We're
good.
not talking about the Cleveland team.
The first Miami team was not that good neither. It was just them three and a bunch of minimum contracts.
We can't do that.
Say it, repeat that again. Let me hear that clearly.
It was just them three
Who?
and a bunch of minimum contracts
Who?
on the first iteration of the Miami team.
I don't care.
I know, but you can't.
I don't care.
Dallas had the better team that year.
Who?
The year that they lost to the Miami
Dallas?
lost to bro, they had Jason Kidd, Terry.
Old Jason Kidd.
But he
Jason
still
Terry
was a
was
point
not the
guard.
Jet. No more, bro.
Not the Jet, but he hits threes and he did what he was supposed to do.
Bro.
No way.
You understand? Hold on, time out.
No
So you're
way.
telling me, time out.
no
Hold on a second.
way.
Who was
Hold on a second. Let me ask you a question.
Who was that?
No
They had
way.
Can I ask you a quick
Justin
question?
Howard. What was his name? Justin Howard, who used to average 17.
Can I ask you a
Howard.
question?
Josh Howard.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're telling me that it's okay for Jason Terry to average more points per game than
Boss.
No,
the top-
LeBron
the
didn't.
top-
LeBron didn't show up.
I got it.
LeBron didn't show
At
up.
the end of the
Yeah, I
day,
got it.
bro. End of the day, he shows up, they win.
Oh, I'm not saying that he's better than Jordan. I'm just defending him in that
What
aspect.
I'm saying is, you are.
Keep going. Keep going.
If you are a
going.
top 2, top
I'ma
3,
pay you.
top
Keep
4 all-time player, that should never happen. Jason Terry should not put in more work than you. That
Lance
should have never
Stevenson?
happened, bro.
That's why
Oh,
his.
Jason
Deshaun
Terry.
Stevenson.
I mean,
Even
not
worse,
Jason Terry.
even
Oh,
worse.
Jason Kidd.
Old Jason Kidd. Jason Terry was even
Jason
old.
Kidd played
What
like
I'm saying-
another 3 or 4 years. Y'all act like he was done.
He was on the downfall.
Don't do that.
Let's do this.
Don't
Let's
do
do
that.
this.
Because he retired after that Knicks season in 2012.
And he played great that Knicks season
No,
until the
he couldn't
playoffs.
make a shot.
In the playoffs, yeah,
No,
but if you
no.
watch the whole season, he had a great season.
Bro,
I don't know.
Towards April, he had a one by himself fast break layup that he missed. He could not make a shot anymore. He was done.
bro,
Bro,
That's
he's,
what I'm saying.
I watched
let me
Knicks.
say something to you,
I
Phil.
watched Knicks
Phil,
religiously.
let me say-
You're
let
not
me
gonna
say
tell.
something. Let
You're
me
not
say-
gonna tell me nothing about the
Nah,
Knicks.
let me say
Nah,
this,
Bro,
Phil.
I'm a Knicks fan too.
let's give-
I'm a Knicks fan too. I had
Hold on,
John
let me
Starks
say this
dunking
one
on
thing.
Jordan on my
Real
wall.
quick.
Let me
So
let
I'm a
me
Knicks
say
fan
this
too.
to him real quick. It's no way.
Okay.
Let me get in the mic.
Yeah, get it close.
All right, we
It's
got it. You hate
no
LeBron.
way that you are the best player in the world, arguably, because Kobe was still there.
Okay.
That you link with Bosh and Wade, who won the championship already,
With Shaq. We got it.
but Shaq.
Now you gonna say Shaq sucked too?
D, go ahead.
Bro, that was like Shaq's
Did you watch
last.
that finals, Phil?
I mean, yeah, he basically
Did
did
you
what
really
Kobe.
watch that finals?
Shaq
Bro, of
wasn't
course
the
I
same,
did.
bro. He wasn't
Bro.
Lakers Shaq, bro. We on.
What
We
are
know
you
he
talking
wasn't.
about?
Oh my God, bro! So we're gonna act like Shaq
He
was
wasn't
garbage?
Lakers Shaq. But
He
this is
wasn't
what y'all do
garbage.
with LeBron.
But you acting like Dwayne ain't put that cape on
Right.
and go crazy.
Bro, how does Shaq win championships? He dominates for
wasn't
3 quarters,
like when he
and then
just-
the guard takes
Phil,
over in the fourth
Phil,
quarter.
Phil,
So Wade did what every guard
Phil,
on
how
Shaq's
much
team
Shaq
did.
averaged in that series?
I don't remember. I hate Miami. I'm a Knicks
18
fan.
points when he averaged over 25
He wasn't
with the
dominant.
Lakers.
He wasn't dominant, Phil. He wasn't
He
the same
was
Shaq.
not dominant.
Yeah.
Wade put that cape
He's productive.
on.
He's
And it-
productive.
yo, D, and
Yeah.
he was down in the series.
Down 2-0.
So-
What are we talking about?
So let me
not-
get this straight. He won 1 chip because he had Shaq with him, and they traded the whole team. Shaq gets
Facts.
no credit
No,
because Dwayne Wade showed up
We're
in the
not
fourth
saying that.
quarter.
Saying that.
But we
Because
just
you're
saying
acting
the
like
way,
he
the way,
above.
the way
No,
you, the
What
way
I'm
you,
saying
yeah.
is, what I'm saying is, Shaq did contribute,
Absolutely.
but they don't win that finals without Wade. Now, when you said they chopped the team up, you get Bosh, you get Wade, who's already experienced, who already put the cape on, who already was in the trenches, and got it done when
With
LeBron did it.
Shaq, and didn't do shit after Shaq left, but go ahead.
Cool. That's cool. That's cool.
But you
That's
always-
cool.
you always need help,
That's
bro.
cool.
You
That's
can't do it
cool.
by yourself.
But my point is, how you lose to Dirk?
I can't believe you got me
Dallas.
defending LeBron. This is wild.
How?
I hate LeBron.
How? You're arguably the best player in the world.
D.
If Mike has arguably one superstar, because Wade was a superstar at that
He
time.
was. He was top 3 at the time.
My favorite player at that time.
Yeah.
And then you got a bona fide all-star,
And
which
Chris
is
Bosh.
Bosh.
Yeah.
If you give that to Mike,
Forget about it.
what are we talking about?
So D, we not.
He didn't have that with Dennis Rodman and Scottie
Phil.
Pippen
Dennis
or
Rodman.
his Grant.
No.
Stop it. Stop it.
They're gonna shit on Dennis Rodman too.
Nah.
You comparing Dennis Rodman
Nah.
really?
D.
Nah.
Dennis Rodman isn't the greatest rebounder of all time.
Again.
He
definitely
didn't
is.
play
Definitely
all
is.
NBA
Definitely is.
first team defense.
Definitely
That's
is. I'm not
rebounding.
arguing that.
Like, come
Yeah.
on.
He
So stop
definitely
acting
is.
like these dudes are
Wait,
bums.
wait, wait,
I'm not
wait,
saying
no,
he's
no,
bums,
no.
But you gotta
But
look
Dennis
at
Rodman
the,
put
you
him
gotta look
25
at
and
the
10.
teams.
Bro, 25 and 10 in the score first NBA. Do you know how much harder it was to score in the 90s
Okay.
than it was in the 2010s?
So what is Dennis Rodman scoring then?
He scored like 9-10 points.
He's not
Not even getting that.
Point
He's
being.
not even getting that.
Point being. Dennis Rodman.
He would have
hold
averaged
on.
15 now.
Phil,
No?
Phil.
Yeah,
Dennis
you're right,
Rodman
you're right.
played a role. Dennis Rodman, his role was to defend and rebound. That was it.
That was it.
What I'm saying, what we're talking
But
about
what did
is
Chris
if you
Bosh
have,
do? He was
hold on,
He got the rebound
I'ma
that
tell you.
saved their life against
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah,
Dennis
yeah.
Rodman would do. And he wasn't a shell of himself in
So
Miami.
why you saying Chris Bosh isn't nothing?
I think Chris Bosh is overrated personally.
Yo,
I'm
Phil,
not a
I'm not
a Chris Bosh
That's
guy.
why he's
He
not
was
a
a- he was
superstar.
an all-NBA
He's an
player.
all-star.
On bum ass Toronto with somebody got to score 25 when there's nobody. Was
Phil,
Danny
but you
Manning
can't-
one of the
that's
greatest
not
players
fair.
of all time? He averaged 25
point.
on
not
the
fair.
Clippers, and
Yo,
the
so
minute he
look,
got
that's
traded to
not-
a
Yo,
good
Phil,
team, he didn't do shit.
Nah, that's
Similar
not
to
fair.
Chris Bosh.
No,
That's
no,
not
no, no,
true.
no, no, no,
That's
no,
not
no,
true.
no, no. We're not
That's
doing
not
that.
true.
We're not doing that.
Chris Bosh had to play a role. He had to take a back seat as the third option. There's one ball, bro.
I
You
think
got
he's
two
overrated.
ball dominant people.
All right, so Dave-
a
Dave.
25 and 10 dude is
Hold on, let me
overrated.
finish.
Bro,
Don't finish.
what did the Toronto's teams ever do with him?
With Chris Bosh?
What did they do?
I'm talking about
But
him.
that's what I mean.
I'm talking about him. Him individually.
He's a good
Yo,
player.
listen, look, you could compare him. You know who I compare Chris Bosh to? Kevin Love. When Bron got him.
I'd say that.
It's the
I'd say
same
that.
thing.
Same thing.
Because once
he had to take a backseat to Bron and Kyrie. It's the same thing.
I think Kevin Love had more of an impact than Chris
Can I
Bosh.
say one thing?
Yo, bro.
D.
If Chris Bosh don't get that rebound and kick it out to Ray Allen, Bron got 3 championships.
So, off of one play?
look,
That's yo, bro.
Off of one play, that's...
the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be on a Braun hate train. Everybody hates Braun right now.
I don't hate Bron.
I'm defending Bron and I don't like him. Like, this is wild.
No. Let me say this real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. It seems like it. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. And I meant to start because it was in my head the whole week. I wanted to start the part off by saying I don't hate Bron, but it got away from me. I don't hate Bron. I commend him. Like, you know, he got a son in the league, you know, black man, you know, doing everything the right way, whatever the case may be. But my thing is, I hate when they say he's better than Mike.
Nope.
That argument is done.
That's the young
A lot
cats.
of people still think that. Listen, let me say this real quick.
Nobody in this room thinks that.
Hold on. But let me shout out my young niggas that be DMing me on Instagram. Y'all niggas is dumb. The camera's right here. That's the camera for me. Y'all niggas is fucking dumb. YouTube is your best friend. Go look at Mike tapes. When he used to kill the Knicks, when he used to kill
Why you
Reggie
always
Miller,
gotta pick on us, bro?
when he used to kill niggas. Y'all young dumb niggas that be in my DMs talking about Bron is the greatest, y'all out of y'all minds. Mike used to rip niggas' hearts out they fucking chests. When you look at the clips now and you look at IG and you look at TikTok, Michael, the legend of Michael, is still talked about to this day. They don't talk about Bron the way they talk about Michael, and that's how I'm gonna end that. Y'all young dumb niggas go on YouTube. And y'all know who y'all are. Y'all be in my DM. And I'm not talking about Daryl. I'm not talking about Daryl. Daryl, I love you. You know we good, we Gucci. But all y'all other young dumb niggas, get out my DMs.
The argument of him being better than Jordan is gone. Like, he stayed way too long. He allowed us to see him become the villain. He allowed us to
It's not even about the villain.
No, but
it's not even about the villain.
D, that nigga stayed way too long.
It's not even about the villain. He didn't become the villain. He didn't become the villain.
Gone.
You know what he did?
He was a villain in Miami.
Yo,
he was a villain in Miami.
He went to Miami.
He stayed long enough to let us see him weak. To let us see Superman.
And when
tripping.
Mike was 40, he played 1 year with the Wizards, and he was out of there. And I told niggas,
Played 2 years. He got hurt 1 year and then came back.
When Bron won that Mickey Mouse championship in Disneyland, the next 5 years he was swept. First round,
Didn't make the playoffs enough.
didn't make the playoffs, and then
Bumped again first round.
3 first round exits.
Didn't they get swept in the Western Conference Finals
My
by
thing
Denver?
is, if niggas is gonna say Bron is 40 and he's great when he's 40,
He
when
is,
we
though.
lose, we gotta give him the same.
Yeah, that's offending. But the one thing I'm not gonna act like, we not gonna act like that nigga's not iconic.
No.
We're not gonna act like, hold up, let me get this.
course not.
We're not gonna act like he did not change the game. We not gonna act like when that nigga was in his prime, he wasn't trucking niggas. I don't give a fuck.
What he did against Boston to get to the finals, that was legendary.
Yo, we not
That
gonna
was
act,
legendary.
we
The
not gonna
series
act
that he
like
lost
Bron
to
ain't
Boston.
Bron, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
not do that. Let's just not act like that nigga is not top 5.
No,
top 3.
it's
We
not
gonna
that.
do that.
My
It's not-
thing is, I
it's
just
not-
don't like when niggas compare him to
He's
Mike.
not.
That's all.
He will
But-
never.
And he's not better than Kobe.
But I'm gonna tell you,
Neither.
My nigga, when you talk about,
He's not, bro.
Nah, stop.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you
Kobe got
this right now.
five.
I'm not hating on
Kobe
him.
got 5 with the same team.
Let me-
You had to jump
Go ahead,
around like a
I
whole.
want to hear you.
You gotta jump
just
around
keep
like a
repeating the same
two-round
thing. So go
hole
ahead.
and
We
get
got it.
championships and stack your team. Like Kobe never did that.
Yo,
let me hit Dave real quick.
I don't hate on LeBron. It's just that we don't respect him. You know what I'm saying? The way that you moved throughout your career as a face of the NBA, bro, you have an obligation to maintain the integrity
Make sure I go
of
next.
the league. You got to maintain the integrity of the league, and that's within the competition, your pursuit of being the greatest.
So Dave,
that
let him
means
finish.
something.
Let him
That
finish.
factors.
Let him finish.
That your competitiveness, how you go about that matters, bro. So when he mentions Kobe, he's not better than Kobe. That's his opinion. That's my opinion too. We just respected the way Kobe's career went and his choices.
The grind.
So Dave, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
All right, can we deny that nigga has not, for as long as he's been in the league, been the face? I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. That nigga's been the face since he
fucked the NBA up.
Right. Fuck all of that.
Right.
That nigga been the face since
it's not fuck all that.
LeBron-
You know what's
LeBron
crazy?
fucked the NBA
You know what's so
up.
crazy? We still talking about the nigga.
I know.
We talking about the nigga right
Bro,
now. Only
because they comparing him to Mike.
I forget it.
But who's comparing him to Mike?
Fuck the greatest active player.
And I think
that's all I want to say. The fact that we talking about that nigga right now, where that nigga sitting at home sleeping, eliminated, that nigga's still a great. That
the
nigga's
greatest.
still
And
one
that's
of
why
the
he's not a
greatest.
top
he's
five
one of the
player.
greatest for sure.
Because he got eliminated
I'm not
by Ant-Man.
disagreeing.
That's why he's not a top
you
five
understand
player.
that we still
Yeah, Phil,
here
yeah, Phil.
trying to discredit this nigga? You only gonna try to discredit the king.
No, we
You're
not
gonna try to
discrediting.
discredit
I'm
a nigga,
not-
a bitch
I'm not
nigga.
trying to discredit.
You're not gonna try to discredit.
He is a bitch nigga though.
Yeah,
You
we
not
not
gonna try to discredit.
He is a bitch
We
nigga
just
though.
saying why he don't have
He knew
ops.
AD. No, look,
That's it.
he knew AD was gonna get traded, and he act like he didn't know. That's a bitch move.
That's Braun move. That's Braun
Bro,
shit.
maybe-
MJ wouldn't have did that. Kobe wouldn't have did that.
But
You don't-
that's
you don't
why
know
the
that.
Integrity.
You don't know that. And first of all, Michael
know that.
Jordan
You know
was
why? 'Cause I do my
Michael Jordan
research.
was one of the coldest dudes ever. Like,
Right.
Like, what do you
But
mean?
what I'm
He might
saying
not have
is
told you
this.
shit.
But what I'm saying is this: the twin. I don't know if it's Marcus or what's the other twin name.
And Marquise.
Markeith. He went on a podcast and said Braun knew Davis was getting traded. He requested for my brother to come with Luka. He said that on a podcast.
Yeah.
So
Of
do your homework.
course.
Ain't no, of course.
Of course.
He
That's
tried to
what-
act like he didn't know.
It's the
Davis
movement.
was
Look at
getting
the movement,
traded.
bro.
All I'm telling
You
y'all
can't
is
be
to
a
stop
big
acting like
shit.
that nigga's
Anyway.
not iconic, bro.
I'm not saying
No, he is. He is.
I'm not
I
saying
think
he's not iconic.
I think the problem
I'm
is
not saying he's not
I think the
iconic.
problem is
He
like
will
I
forever
said,
be top five,
it's the
top three, no
comparison.
matter what.
And I said it before off camera. The problem is that the comparison is not to Jordan, it's to Magic. Kobe is to Jordan. LeBron is to Magic. LeBron is the best version of Magic.
There you go.
Whereas
I like that.
Whereas Kobe is a lesser version of Jordan.
But this is the problem. The standard is Michael Jordan. That's what people
Nobody's
forget.
passing
And
that,
that's what the
D.
media
The
compares it
standard
to.
is
That's
Michael
what-
Jordan.
There's never gonna be another
That's
him.
what we talking about.
There's never gonna be another
So that's
Mike.
why when Stephen A is on that mic and he's talking shit, you're never gonna be better than Mike. Dan Patrick said it. Braun could win 7 championships.
And never be better than Mike.
Never
Still
be
not
better than
better
Mike.
than
And we gonna give him that.
But that's
And we
past
gonna-
already. That him being better than Mike is
Yo,
past.
listen.
He's on.
And that's
he's
my
on
only
year 23.
argument. And that's my only argument.
And yo,
Other
crazy.
than that,
That's crazy.
Braun is great. Braun is legendary.
The greatest
sure. You
physical
can't-
specimen ever to enter the
and
NBA.
we gonna give it here because that's a football player dunking on niggas. But
Basically.
as a fact.
A
As
freak.
shout out to the Rich James
That's a
podcast.
fact.
So ESPN, I hope y'all fucking tag us in.
I got one more.
ESPN.
I got one more question for
Y'all
y'all.
gotta tag us in.
I got 2 more questions for y'all. Who's your best power forward of all time?
I'd probably have to say Tim Duncan just because of the championship pedigree. And he won a championship in his rookie season as the best player.
With David
On
Robinson.
but he was the best player on the team.
With David Robinson.
He did. He
What
did.
the hell with David Robinson?
Bro,
though?
why you talking about that? That's against us.
What do you mean?
He did it
I know,
against
bro.
us.
It broke my heart. That's 99.
We didn't have you in there, man.
I was, bro. I had
knees,
braids
them
in my
knees.
hair because my favorite player was Spreewell.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time,
Right.
Like
And
for y'all,
Spreewell
those of
was
y'all that
going
don't know, the rims that
crazy.
spin
Yeah,
while your car is not moving. That's Latrell
That's
Sprewell.
Latrell.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were called Spreewells for that reason.
Yeah. He yoked up your man,
D.
PJ.
D.
Yes. The greatest power forward. I think you got to say Tim Duncan. It's got to be Timmy for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with KG.
That's my favorite. But
I'm gonna go with KG.
my
You
favorite.
know, I've been arguing with this fucking black ass nigga all day.
I don't
and y'all
like
even
it.
gotta
I
ask
don't
me
like
because
KG personally.
KG's mine.
KG.
Kevin Garnett.
I put him.
Demon.
I put him as my personal favorite. I
Demon.
just feel like if he didn't stay with Minnesota for so long, he would have more.
So,
Because
hold on. Before you finish this,
yeah, go ahead.
how you gonna shit on LeBron, but then like yo, he should have left to KG? You can't.
No.
You wishy
But what I'm
washy
saying-
right now.
I'm not, nah.
Honestly, I think if Malik Sealy didn't die, it would have been different. You know.
But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is the difference between him and LeBron, like how I compared Barkley. Remember we had this conversation when Barkley left Philly, he went to Phoenix. He made Phoenix his team.
Yeah.
There was no legendary Hall of Fame niggas playing. Everybody that played with LeBron is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they're all timers.
Mo
Thomas.
Williams,
No.
Erjan
I'm
Varejao.
talking about everybody after that. I'm talking about everybody after that.
But
I'm
that's
talking
what
about.
I'm saying.
See, y'all keep bringing up the Cavs. I'm not bringing up the Cavs.
We give him.
I'm talking about everybody after that.
You want to have a clean slate? Clean slate. Let's talk 2011.
So Jordan didn't have Pippen for.
He wasn't projected to be great.
What are you talking about? When they were winning, he was great.
We going backwards, y'all.
He was great. He was great. So the first championship that he won with Pippen wasn't great.
Bro,
We're not saying that.
how many years was he there before they got the championship?
Who?
Pippen. How many years Pippen was there before?
Maybe 2 years after Jordan.
3 or 4.
3 years after Jordan. So
Right.
okay, so he was in his prime when they won the ship. I don't understand because you use the same arguments to discredit people to credit other people. It
No.
makes sense.
What I'm saying is, first of all, Pippen wasn't.
He keeps saying that he's not. Who was Pippen?
Pippin's
That's what. That's why he's throwing me off.
He became.
He became an all-time.
He didn't come out the gate like, yo, they drafted Scottie
He
Pippen.
wasn't. He's trying to say he wasn't an all-star when he joined them.
Yo,
Pippen
bro.
became an all-star.
I'm saying, look,
Was KG though?
right? You playing with Luka?
Was KG when he first got there?
You playing with
Because
He
Dwayne
got
Wade?
drafted out of high school.
I know he wasn't good for 2 years.
Let's get here. What's your second question? The power forward question, we passed that.
Oh, you said KG already.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's
So
your
double
what's your
KG.
second
Okay.
one?
I got 2 more questions. Are you taking KD or Larry Bird?
Larry.
Yeah, there's nothing to even say.
Larry had killer instinct. It's got to be Larry.
I'm taking KD.
They don't have killer instinct no
I'm
more in the
taking KD.
NBA.
I got Larry.
KD was way more physical. All right.
Physical.
Next question.
They used to jump Larry.
They fucked him up.
They
but
jump Larry.
Larry
They don't jump you if you soft.
Larry did not have handle like KD, and he couldn't finish like KD. I'm taking KD. KD is a 7-foot point guard.
All right. But I got a question for
Larry
you.
could shoot better than KD.
But exactly. But I got a question for you. So, if KD doesn't go to Golden State, how many championships do we got?
I honestly believe if KD doesn't go to Golden State, he gets one. Because
Zero.
Where?
Zero.
Where?
You asked me a question.
I'm asking you where.
In OKC, if he stays with the team he had with the year that he let them come back 3-1, he gets a championship the next year. And that's just me. We don't know. He left.
That's a fact.
He
Zero.
left.
I
And that's
agree.
my argument.
I agree.
So
And that's
then
my argument.
You
And that's my
asking me like I'm
argument.
bugging.
No,
he gets one.
No. I'm not.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I'm not asking. Yo, bro. I'm
don't
not
think so.
asking you like you
Oh
bugging.
yeah,
But that's my argument. Why would you leave?
he's a hoe. Nigga, we
Why
not
would
act
you
like he's
leave?
not a hoe.
Look. Why would you leave OKC when you just lost to Golden State?
That nigga's a bitch, and that's why we will never respect him because he fucking broke.
So how do you
Rush
have him over Larry Bird?
I
That's
don't
my
have
question.
him over Larry. I'm telling you, if you
said
ask me,
no. I asked you, Larry Bird or KD. You said KD.
if I'm picking a 5-man team and I had to pick one of them, I'm taking KD. That's just me.
Right.
And I don't know at what position. If we talk about the power forward, the small forward, KD play a lot of positions.
No, we're not talking about starting your team. I'm asking you, what player are you taking?
I'm taking KD. I'm taking KD.
All right.
He's more dangerous to me.
Okay.
He's way more dangerous.
Okay. All right. But he don't get 2 championships without
Absolutely.
Steph.
I think he doesn't get any chance. If he, I think he
gets
doesn't.
0.
I think he gets 0.
Donut. He went to Brooklyn. He was scared to come to the Knicks.
Bro, they had Harden. They had Harden.
The year that
Westbrook.
him and Russ
Serge
lost when they fumbled
Ibaka.
that 3-1,
They
Harden
supposed
wasn't there.
But
the
my
year
thing
that
is-
he fumbled, it was him and Russ.
But-
and the fact that
They
you
didn't
can't-
run it back.
The fact
They were
that
supposed to run it back.
You,
So-
They were supposed to run that shit.
Let me ask you a
so we
question.
gonna take it back to Jordan. Let me give it here.
Yeah,
we gonna take it back to Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times Jordan had to lose with Chicago before he got his wins?
Yeah,
he lost.
he
all
lost
those
to
years
Boston
until he
and
got
the
it right.
Pistons.
So
That's
we're
part of the
not gonna
grind.
sit
But they
there-
had.
That's why we don't hold nothing against
That's
LeBron.
the
Exactly.
Bad Boys
So if you
era
sit-
and the
So if you
Boston
sit there,
era.
That's why we don't hold nothing against LeBron.
If you ask me, how many does KD get if he stays with OKC? I truly believe maybe one.
I think he gets one too.
I think he gets
give you
one.
that.
Thank you, Dave.
He gets one.
I think he gets 2. And that's why I say these
I
niggas
think it
is
has
cut.
been done.
They not cut
They
like
hoes.
They not cut like that.
These niggas is hoes.
Because
Yeah.
Mike had to lose, get stronger,
Mm-hmm.
get Pippen, say, yo, bro, you gonna be my Robin. Let's get this.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Nowadays, niggas just trade. They just be like, yo, you know what? You ain't working out? I need this nigga from Phoenix. I need this nigga from the Knicks. Yo, this
And
nigga
if
got
you
10
look at
rebounds
that,
in Brooklyn.
if
I
you-
need him.
if you look
niggas
at-
be scouting.
Yo,
LeBron
look,
be scouting
if you
himself.
look at the rest of that Chicago roster, what are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? After Mike and Pippen, what are we talking about? You feel me? Yeah. So my next question is,
Knicks in 5. Oh, sorry.
Knicks in 5. Knicks in last. Knicks in 5.
that's my last question. Who's the greatest point guard, Steph or Magic?
All right, so we just comparing them two because they not even in my greatest point guard conversations. As
All right.
far as point guards.
We gonna start with Phil.
See, it only has to be from them two.
That's what I was about to say.
Because me personally,
it's so
I
many
think
best point guards.
Isaiah Thomas is the greatest point guard of all time.
That's crazy.
They won 2 championships, and Jordan had to get over him to get his championship.
I like that. Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
talking about point guards.
And as a Knicks,
All right, so I'ma let-
fan, if you look, the Knicks modeled their team after the
Isaiah
Bad Boys team.
and the Pistons.
And
They
he
definitely
scored,
did.
he passed, he did everything,
And he won that championship on one leg.
and he plays D, and he played D. So to me, he's the greatest point guard because he had all 3 aspects. He played defense, he was a facilitator, and he could be a killer at the end of the game.
I like that.
Fire.
Can't be mad at Magic. You know, I'm gonna go with Magic.
So you going off Magic and Steph, or you going off greatest point guards? Because I think you got to change that question. Who's your favorite?
If
point
you want me to pick
guard?
out of
Greatest
them,
point guard.
I would have
Yeah,
picked
let's-
Magic if you forced me to pick out of those two.
greatest?
Yeah, no. Who's the greatest point guard?
It's to me, it's Isaiah.
All right,
I'm still sticking with Magic.
Magic for
Nothing
me.
wrong with that answer.
I'm going with Steve Nash, and I'm going with the nigga who don't got no rings. Y'all know I'm a Steve Nash fan.
Crazy, right?
I'm going with Steve Nash. Fact.
Didn't play
If you
defense.
talking about a nigga who really controlled the game, look, I play ball. I play ball. You asking a nigga who play ball.
I played ball too. I was
Nash
actually nice in
effect on the
ball.
game, so I just want y'all to go check out his highlights. That's all.
I watched him.
He won 2 back-to-back MVPs.
That nigga changes the game.
won 2 back-to-back
And if I'm not
MVPs.
talking about Steve Nash, I'm not even
Magic,
going my
listen.
second.
I'd argue that Duncan should have won one of those. I'd argue that Shaq should have won one of those MVP. Kobe could have been won one of those.
What you
too.
talking about MVP?
Yeah, the years that
No, no,
Nash
but
won,
we
The
was talking
second
about-
year
I felt
he
like
gave it to
other
Nash,
people-
Kobe should have got it.
We talking
Other
about
people
our
coulda
favorite
got
point
it.
guards. That's personal opinion.
No.
I just brought up the 2 MVPs, the back-to-backs. He got back-to-back MVPs.
That's a Fendi. Yeah, y'all niggas act like Steve Nash wasn't putting in work.
No, he was good.
Like,
He
niggas
was
could
good.
stop
I just-
that nigga. That nigga was
You gotta
different.
credit Amari Stoudemire. 'cause
Exactly.
All them passes
but
came
you
from
gotta
him.
credit him because if you don't get him the ball,
He
how
had
do
a
you
cut. He
score?
had Sean Merriman.
No. If you don't score when he pass you the ball, how do you be great?
Exactly.
Because you can pass the nigga the ball all day. If he don't score, then you don't look good. I could pass Dave the ball all day from 3. If he miss, how does that look on me?
And that's just my and let me
You know what I'm
correct
saying?
it. That's
It
looks
just
bad.
that's
You gotta-
just my
you gotta get him a
personal
layup.
favorite.
Yeah, you gotta credit Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, I know I'm talking about as far as nigga what I've seen.
It's all right.
I'm not gonna act like
Everyone's
Magic
valid to
wasn't
their
better than
opinion.
Steve Nash. From when I was born, I
Magic
watched
is the
Steve
best
Nash.
point guard to ever live. I don't
That's a
care what
Fendi.
nobody says.
And the crazy shit is, after
He was a
fucking
6'8"
Steve
point guard,
Nash,
so-
I got Knicks
6'8"
and
point
Nash.
guard. Kareem was out of the finals, hook shot for the win. Like, what are we talking about? And he won it his rookie season.
Let's get you top point guard. Because Steph Curry should have been a fucking shooting guard. He's just not tall enough.
I just said it. Magic.
Thank
If
you.
we talking about point guards,
Okay, right. You gotta understand when you say point guard,
yeah,
the
point
position
guards, yeah.
that they play.
So Steph is the greatest shooter ever.
Exactly.
But Magic he brought Showtime to the NBA. Like literally Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime.
What that nigga used to do when niggas was saying he behind the back he behind the back, like, bro, like, what are we talking about? Like, Magic is the greatest point guard of all time, bro. Like, championship is.
Shout out to Magic. Yo, who gave him AIDS?
Yo,
Like, we got to think about which party he went to where he really got
I'ma
AIDS.
send everybody.
Dead ass. Like, which bitch did he take a chance on that really gave him
I'ma
that?
send all
Quite a few.
I'ma send
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
I'ma send all a meme that they put up where they said he was on the beach with like 10 bitches, and it was like, excuse my language, 10 females.
Bitches.
And
I try to
like,
say broads to stop saying
they was like, this is where Magic caught AIDS.
Oh, I saw that meme.
You saw that?
Yeah, it was.
saw that.
That's wild, crazy. All right, so last and final question before we wrap this up on the Rich Exchange podcast. D got one more for us.
Brunson. Let's talk about Brunson.
Brun.
Let's talk about Brunson.
Say Brun.
Now,
Say Brun one time.
Brun. Now, my friend, this is a two-part question.
Okay.
We got to make it this quick. Two-part question. Where do you rank Brunson's shot to beat Detroit as a Knick all time?
Okay.
Starting with Phil.
We already had this conversation on the gram. Basically, I think it's the second greatest shot of all time.
That's my nigga. Who you got first?
It's the Allen Houston at Miami.
Now I'm giving this nigga a hug. Fuck
That-
that. I'm giving this nigga a hug. Yo, D, you know I told you that was my favorite basketball player. You know I told you it was
It's
Allen.
He's right.
to me.
He's right.
All right.
They were the 8th seed.
Yeah, upset.
Miami. If you know the history of us, Pat Riley ran to Miami.
Bro.
It was Game 5. It was the lockout
Yo,
season.
look, he did this.
After the fighting and all of that.
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Allen Houston is number one.
Right.
Jeff Van Gundy was on the floor. That shit was crazy.
Bro, if you look, Rick
Brunson was
Rick
on that
Brunson.
team.
You gotta ask me,
No,
D.
but if you
Phil
look
said my answer.
at the picture, you'll see Rick Brunson and Tom Thibodeau celebrating in the background of that shot.
Crazy.
Right.
That's why I hate when people try to fire my man. But go ahead.
He's right. That is the greatest Knicks shot.
Okay.
D's
ever,
turn.
yeah.
Okay.
Because he had Brunson
Unle-
number one. We gonna see if he changed it. It's
Unless you
posted on
count
his
the
gram.
championship years, which I missed.
I still got Brunson.
That's wild.
I still got Brunson.
We was
The reason
favored to
why I still
win.
got Brunson
Brun.
is because
Big run.
the way he hit the shot, the move he made to hit the shot,
That was a good move.
when everybody was stressed, because I was stressed. I don't know if y'all Knicks fans was stressed.
Bro, I'm
I was
always,
super stressed
I
that we
was
even had to
stressed.
go to fucking that game.
Yeah, because I had him in a gentleman's suite, but Detroit snuck one more in. And to your credit, Allen Houston did do that on the road. Brunson did it on the road too. But the snapback for me, like Allen Houston's shot was a drive
Floater, yeah.
and just a floater. To me, Brunson's shot was a shot where he snatched him back, he flew. Like literally flew to the
He
left.
crossed that nigga off the. Yeah, he
Brunson was like, I'm gonna need you to get off me so I could hit this shot. And we're going to Boston. So for me, I got that, number one. But what I will say is this, and I'm gonna ask a double question. Top 3 Knick shots.
top 3 Knicks shots. It would probably be the Houston shot. It would be the 4-point play from LJ, and it'd be the Brunson shot.
This nigga know basketball. Go ahead, D.
Exactly
Same
what
thing.
I told
Same
you
thing.
earlier, yeah, I said the same
I will
thing.
reverse it. I will have Brunson 1, Allen Houston, then LJ. When he put up the LJ, when he had a bunch of nappy hair, he ain't
And
have
you
to part.
could even argue that to me, you could argue that the LJ shot was more important because it was to get to
To
the finals.
Yeah, and it was a 4-point play.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
And it was
Badly.
unheard of back then because you didn't shoot the 3 as much as you did back then.
Exactly. Dirty.
I'm giving it to Allen Houston number 1. I'm giving Brumber number 2. Number 3, I'm giving Carmelo for his 62-point. When the half court shot that he hit, like right before they was going into halftime, I'm giving him number 3. But just because what it meant to New York when Melo was there, he made being a Knick cool again. So I'm giving number 3 to Melo.
I respect that. I respect that. And a lot of YNs in my DMs, they like, yo.
See, I can't give it to Melo only, and like I said, you pick whatever shot is yours.
Just for what I live for.
I just can't give it to Melo because of it was regular season. The 3 shots we're talking
that's
about
that's a
playoff shots.
Yeah, more impactful.
To piggyback on what you just said, when the YNs hit my DM, they like, yo, Melo on Easter Day against the Bulls. I'm like, yo, that was a regular season shot.
Man.
Like, and it was just a regular shot. He didn't do a move. He just pulled up. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my young niggas. You know, Daryl, you hit me up. Yo, what about Melo? Niggas was hitting me. Yo, what about Melo? What about Melo? Because I posted, yo, this is the greatest shot in Knicks history, whatever, you know. Shout out to Daryl, you know. That's my family.
See, I feel the problem with Melo is that, to me, I'm big on Melo because when nobody had the heart
to go
to the Knicks, he did it by himself.
Keep it a stack.
And then Allen Houston, Allen Hine always says this one thing about the Knicks jersey. The Knicks jersey is the heaviest jersey in the NBA.
Oh my God.
The heaviest jersey because our media covers every team
all the sports
harsher than anybody. Our fans are the most critical.
Yeah. Bro,
everybody for the most part knows that's basketball. It's not like a Yankee fan that'll say, yo, they won 27 championships and da-da-da. A Knicks fan will bring up Allen Houston shot, the LJ shot, the Melo era, like, remember when we was watching Langston Galloway and Lou Amundsen, and people was talking about we should sign Alexei Shevin, like Lance Thomas. Yo, bro.
Do you remember that clip where he went crazy? He like fumbled the ball, jumped, and then hit
bro,
it.
We used to make fun in the park with his. He used to do like a head fake.
The head fake.
And we would be in the park doing the head fake.
That head fake was retarded. It was like special ed.
Hey, yo.
But yeah,
I want to give a big shout out to fucking the NBA.
I got one more question.
You got one more?
I got one more.
You got uno more?
He's the I can see that D is the bully on the podcast.
I got one more.
He just be straight bull. He just be straight. He's like, yo, we doing this now. Hold on.
He reminds me.
It's my big
Don't
boy.
take nothing away from my goals. He reminds me. But I got one more.
Okay.
I got one more. How do you see the Knicks and Boston in this series?
That's a good one. I'm glad we didn't get here.
Quick answer.
I want to go last on this one. I'll let everybody else
so I'm gonna go first. It's sad that I say we absolutely lose, but I just want to see us fight. And Mikal, I want to see more from you. But like, you made the difference in the end of that game. Every game that you play good, we won. Like, Mikal, please do more for us. I'm gonna tag you in this. I'm gonna fucking repost this one clip right here. Mikal, I'm gonna tag you. Please do more for us, because if Mikal does more, we have a better chance. The shooting guard is the most important position on every fucking Knicks team we've ever had. And Mikal, we need to do more from you. We definitely probably lose, but I just want us to fight. That's all.
I disagree with you. I think the X factor is Cat. Cat has to be big for us.
Okay.
He has to be big. Defensively and offensively, he has to be big. Mikal could get 15, but if Cat get 25, Brunson get 30, OG get 18, Deuce get 10, we have a fighting chance.
Okay.
Most likely we will lose.
Okay.
But like
we've agreed.
But like you said, I want to see us fight.
Right. Just fight.
I want to hear what you got.
Let's go, Dave.
I feel like last year's Knicks team has a better chance than this one.
You know what, Dave? I would hug you too, but I don't want to get up again.
Yeah, I mean, we got Cat. Cat is a great player.
That nigga's a hoe.
We had.
That nigga's a bitch.
He's just that.
Chill.
My fault, Cat.
I want to hear what you say.
I feel like we have more grit. I feel like we have more heart. And then, Mikal, he brings the stats. We got guys that could put up numbers.
More grit with Randall.
Right, grit with Randall and DiVincenzo. I feel like they have, because DiVincenzo, mind you, Randall was hurt. So who's popping at that time in the series going up against him?
Yep.
Jalen Brunson breaks his thumb. DiVincenzo's going crazy just to give us you know what I'm saying? Make sure we
And
go out
he's
swinging.
starting.
Yeah.
And he was off the bench.
Going crazy. So what I'm saying is those types of qualities, those types of intangibles, those are the tangibles you can't teach.
That's a fact.
And as a New York, whether we win or we lose, I respect that you have that Xavier McDaniel in you. I respect that you got that Charles Oakley in you. Because as long as you have that dog, I don't care. I'll take my L. I wear it proudly.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Don't let us get knocked out here going down looking
I
slow.
just don't want to get swept.
Yeah, we
not
not
at all.
getting swept. They lost to Orlando. We're not getting swept. Phil.
So here's my feeling. I think that it's going to be super competitive. I think the series is going to be closer to what the last game we played, Boston, like the overtime 2-point loss. So what I'll say before I say what I'll say, the Knicks only played 5 games or 6 games the whole season with their full roster. 5
That's a
games
good
the whole season. With the Mitch came back late. As soon as Mitch came back, Brunson was out, and vice versa. And then he came back, and they started sitting players to rest them for the playoffs. So me personally, I'm a dumbass Knicks fan. I believe we're gonna win the series in 7. The reasons why, and I'll give you my reasons why. The Knicks, in order for the Knicks to win the series, they need 2 things. They need Brunson to give us 4 games of what he gave us game 6.
Okay.
They need 4 games of that. They also need Cat to show up 25 to 30 points those same 4 games. If they get their 70 points out of those 2 players, and then whatever mix of the starting lineup gets the other 30
Bridges
or 15, I don't care.
OG.
It can be pain one night because the role players have to show up to win games.
And we got good role plays that's gonna.
And
our bench is trash. Our bench is trash.
But you don't play the bench in the playoffs. Mitch has been great. The person who needs to step up off the bench is McBride. McBride has given us nothing.
I love McBride.
He's given us nothing in the first.
Giving us more.
He is, but he's given us nothing.
And we're gonna need Mitch in this series.
Oh no, definitely.
We're gonna need defense.
Mitch. Absolutely.
I honestly like it better. The matchup with Cat over Randall, because Randall basically KP shot over Randall all the time. What's his name is the same height at the same length
and Chris Daps
to get him. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised at all this Randall love that's happened since the Cat trade, because when Randall was here, he got traded him like straight garbage.
And that's how fucking I hate us.
But New Yorkers are like that. It's like, oh, I missed the Cat that we traded out the window. The guy that hurt me to leave really was Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah. And me, I didn't even like when we signed him. When we signed him at the time, because I'm a huge RJ Barrett fan, because I love guys that we draft.
Yeah, we're gonna have
I love guys that we draft. To me, it's more important than a dude.
You got to get his contract.
Yeah.
He's here.
It sucks that we don't develop him.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
But
because I asked you that question though, D, real quick before you say what you gotta say. I asked you that question.
I was mad when the OG trade happened.
I asked you that question.
Yeah.
The RJ Barrett trade. But you told me OG, and I'm like,
I don't mind OG. I just wish we
could have gave.
Yeah, and we could have.
I wish we could have kept both of them.
Yeah.
We could have got OG and kept RJ.
Because you know Josh Hart wouldn't be starting if RJ was on this team. Josh Hart and the bench would be stronger.
When RJ was there, he wasn't.
But see, listen, it made more sense at that time because we still was assuming that Randall was gonna come back. We was gonna still have Randall.
Right.
And that was 3 lefties on the court. Once if the Knicks was already planning on getting rid of Randall, at that point
you should have kept
RJ. You can still keep RJ then. You know what I'm saying? For spacing wise. But again, as far as staying on Randall, as far as Randall's concerned, I know me personally, as far as why I fell out of favor with him, it had nothing to do with his
Randall
play.
Too.
Yeah, I appreciate Randall, his toughness and everything. But the reason why he fell out of favor with me is from the other stuff he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
The bullying his teammates.
Right.
When Brunson started coming up, the way he would, he'd get upset or he'll roll like the stuff like that interfering with the camaraderie that is building is happening right before you. Stuff
LeBron
like
shit.
that.
That's LeBron shit.
Yeah,
And you're not
It was not LeBron. It was not LeBron shit.
Hey, yo, listen.
Like Randall was punking dudes. Randall with a Scully looks like a dude from Brooklyn on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I me personally, I
like Randall.
I messed with him, but I just didn't like
and
the way
trolling
he.
the fans too. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that going on. Like you gotta have
you gotta
bro.
look. You gotta look at things both ways. If you have 100,000 people shitting on your family, talking crazy about you, to me, I felt like he had a bigger impact than Melo, and he doesn't get credit for it.
Never.
Bro,
no.
Bro, are you kidding me?
Never.
Yo, so
What is the beginning of the end of the shitty Knicks?
Phil. Yo, I love you. Yo, hey, we gonna save that for the next
we gonna end
episode.
this here.
We got another Rich Exchange episode coming up. And Phil, you definitely coming back. Shout out to Dave for popping out.
Yes,
You know, it's always good to see him. Shout out to my fucking co-host, Top McCall. It's your boy Big Dirt. This the Rich Exchange podcast. We need y'all
Love
to like.
y'all niggas.
We need y'all to subscribe. We need y'all to follow. We need y'all to share. Shout out to Heck on the one in the fucking twos. And yo, the Rich Exchange podcast will be back.
Yo, shout out to Rich.
After post game 1, D, that's a
Who? One more question. Who wins game 1?
I'm stupid. I'm picking the Knicks.
Game 1 in Boston. I think Boston wins game 1.
I got the Knicks.
I got Boston, and I'm gonna bet against Boston.
All right.
I like the 50-50. I like the 50-50.
We love y'all. This is the Rich Exchange podcast. It's your boy Big Dirt. We off this.
So, y'all ever?
Randall had a bigger impact than Melo.